Hey movie freaks, it's Hunter from Filmhound. It is Support Local Film Wednesday. We're so excited you're joining us, but we have something really cool to talk about. How many times have you really struggled to make your plans for Halloween? How many times have you had that hole on that Saturday night? Halloween's on a Monday. You don't know what you're going to do. Well, worry no more. Homecoming Horror is here to help. Homecoming Horror, it's our spooky movie event in Castle Rock, the coolest place you can be, the spookiest place you can be. Guess what? There's going to be a costume contest. There is going to be prizes. There are going to be spooky drinks. And there's going to be local movies. Who wouldn't want to come to that? So if you haven't figured out your Halloween plans, Saturday, October 29th at Rhyolite Gallery in Castle Rock, all you have to do is RSVP and then come in costume. Have a good time with us. There'll be plenty of things to do, plenty of fun movies to watch, and it's going to be a great time. So come watch that and watch the rest of this episode because we have someone really cool on the show. His name's Ryan Yancey. And guess what? His movie, We Are All Going to Die, LOL, it's going to be at Homecoming Horror. So enjoy, and we can't wait to see you there. So Ryan, you are a Colorado producer. We're so glad to have you here today. What do you think is the greatest challenge that Colorado filmmakers have?
Oh, I mean, I think Colorado is a pretty interesting place. It's, unsoiled as compared to, Los Angeles, where they have productions going on around. And there's a lot of good with that as well, because a lot of people find these opportunities, exciting, and they're not trying to, not very jaded about it like they would be in LA, where they actually know how much of a pain it is to have a production in town. So I think it's really nice. You can find some people who are really willing to help out and just very excited about the whole thing. So that's very helpful for, finding locations or getting sponsors and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Cool. You excited now that you're going to be doing your Prod 3 soon?
Oh, yeah. Very excited. A little terrified, but very excited. Yeah.
Well, while you are excited, you should explain to everyone what a Prod 3 is. So you are a student at the Colorado Film School, my alma mater. Looks painfully off in the distance. But squints eyes directly into sunlight.
Twitches a little.
Heart tick starts again. But what you have the resources now. You've been through all of film school. This is like your thesis film, right?
Yeah.
So explain how it works.
Yeah, so basically last semester we had a whole prep class for our Prod 3 final films, just getting the script really ready and starting to put a team together, and I've continued that work over the summer. And in the fall, about the end of the month, October 30th is when we're trying to start shooting this thing. And then after that, we'll have another semester to edit it all up. So in total, it's like 3 semesters of my whole life. I don't know how that translates into months, but it's quite the big project, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, I remember when I was doing my Prod 3, All the Student Council's Men, you felt every moment of those 18 months because you don't discount the summer. You're working during the summer. I did my Prod 3 prep in the fall. I had the great luck of having Christmas break, and then I did the movie, right? So we used our spring break to shoot it. That's how important it was. We didn't go to Florida. And then all the summer we were editing, and all the fall we were editing, and then it was the festival season after that. It's a very special time. I'm really happy for you. But you are someone who's done this before. You have some Prod 3 medals. So this isn't just something you're going to do. What else have you done as a Prod 3 aficionado?
Yeah, I mean, I've worked on a couple different Prod 3s on the lowest capacity, like, just on the art team. But I've also do a lot of mainly producing and assistant directing. So recently, this last semester, we shot a film I'm producing, directed by Maggie Werhane, called No Harm. And it's a really sort of spooky tale about a man who tries to save his dying wife with technology, whether she likes it or not. And it will definitely get you right in the the heart.
Right
Very,
in the feels.
very great script. It actually won some awards in some script contests. So I was really glad when I heard Maggie was making it. I was really wanted to hop on there and get a load of making that film. So
That's fun.
yeah.
And they finished production. So when can we expect No Harm to be harming our souls?
Sure. So should be showing at the very next Colorado Film School student show, which will probably be at Harkins. And I don't know the date off of that at the top of my head, but that should be sometime in November or December.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, you're certain you are going to be in the student show. This must be something special.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's very fun. I've also assistant directed. I actually filled in for another Prod 3, Diamond Fierro's
Polo?
Cholo. Yeah,
Cholo?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. I was.
Yeah, we know about that one.
Oh, we know all about it.
It's an amazing script. It really reminds me of like coming of age A24 stories, like
Yeah.
Honey Boy or like mid '90s or something. And they had to reschedule some of their shoots for some COVID purposes. And I was really glad to have the opportunity to do that. It was a very difficult, like week-long shoot, but it was really fun to just fill in and
Yeah.
finish that, be a part of something that I know is going to be really awesome. So
You know, something I've noticed with the projects that you've done, we can actually like view it. It's not just a file that was like passed around for teachers to view. You can find it on YouTube. You can find them in other parts that you can find the trailer of like LOL, we're all gonna die and stuff like that. So do you think that's like beneficial to start learning how to get it out there? And because I've been on student films where they send you the file and you never see it again. And it's like, well, you didn't do anything with it. You know, you didn't go through film festivals or anything like that.
you mentioned We're All Gonna Die LOL. The film I
Oh, I
also
said it backwards.
produced. It's all good. And yeah, so just like trying to figure out how to navigate the process of like film festivals is just very difficult. But I know once we figure it out, it's going to be really worth it to get those films out there and additionally just make connections at all those festivals and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
Well, you said the right words, which was get out there. And I think that's one of the things that I just want to encourage every student filmmaker to do right now. If you made a movie, I want you to set aside $100. Doesn't matter if it's the worst thing you've ever made or if you hate it or anything. And I want you to put that $100 onto Film Freeway, and I want you to send it to local film festivals. And even if you don't get into those film festivals, or even better news, you do get into those film festivals, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go to them in person. And I want you to shake at least 10 people's hands and have 3 good conversations. And that's one thing I really like about Ryan, is that he does that. He went to our Night of Terror, which was our last Halloween event, because we always make Halloween special around here. And we may have something special that we announced at the beginning of this podcast that we may have recorded separately. So if you didn't hear that, go scroll back and hear that. But, you know, Ryan, you came to Night of Terror and you were all going to die, LOL. You showed the trailer for that. And now you are starting to tour with it. You were building the press for it a year ago. And now it's starting to build up steam. So where do you plan on taking it?
obviously, since it is an awesome, horror themed comedy, I think it's really great that we can go into specifically horror festivals. And I think that's another thing that is great to think about when you're making your film is like what kind of niches can you fit your film into when you're making it so that it will play well at certain festivals. So I'm really excited for that because, of course, it can fit really well into both horror and comedy festivals.
Horror films and comedy really do play well in Colorado, and we have big festivals right here that really play well. So I hope you're looking at the Crested Butte Film Festival, and I really hope you're looking at Telluride and Telluride Horror.
Yeah.
Telluride Horror, the person who runs it, he is on Instagram, and you can check him out. He's a really nice guy. So, and he runs contests all the time. So that's a great way to get in contact with him. You might win some free stuff. And, just start getting the process, just meeting people, knowing who they are. So when you see them and you extend your hand, you could say, blank, blank, blank. Hello.
Blank, blank, blank. Exactly like that.
Yeah, because we love your movie. Come on, man.
It's
gonna be so
good.
much fun.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell us a fun story? Julia, do you think it's time?
I think it's time.
Oh,
I
it's
think
time.
it's
Oh,
time
no.
for game time.
I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready.
Well, Ryan,
Spooky edition.
Spooky Edition is right. This one's a little spooky just because you're in costume all the time for this game.
Oh, yes.
So
of
if
course.
you remember last year's movie Licorice Pizza,
Mhm, yes, yes, yes.
P.T. Anderson's Licorice Pizza, you dress like you're from the 1970s
I do.
in Los Angeles every single day, down to the mustache, sir.
Yeah.
So we thought this time we would take a bite out of the licorice pizza.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. So today's game is all about P.T. Anderson's latest movie. Are you ready?
I can only pray.
Okay. All right.
Let's go.
Okay, let's do it. P.T. Anderson knew Alana Haim since her childhood, and that is why he wrote the part specifically for her. Why did Anderson know the Haim girls? A, the Haim girls were babysitters for the Anderson kids. B, Anderson has gone to every single performance of Haim that has ever been done in every city around the world. C, the Haim family are all plumbers when they are not being rock stars, and they have all been his plumber. D, after a childhood bank robbery gone wrong, Alana Haim was entrapped in the Anderson home, and she learned to escape by using the black phone that was in the basement,
That is a very specific answer.
and by talking to ghosts that were also trapped in the Anderson house.
And he's still going.
She learned to fight back and escape the Anderson home. Now she got cast in a movie in exchange for not arresting P.T. Anderson. She gets a starring role in the new movie.
Yeah, well, I think I've seen that one before. There are a lot of plumbers in Los Angeles. Oh, geez, I really don't know.
I would hope there'd be a lot of plumbers in Los Angeles.
Yeah, there's a lot of toilets there.
Yeah.
Now we're not saying it's a human toilet, and we're not saying that the city itself is a toilet. It's a lovely place,
Right.
But
There's
per
just
capita,
a lot of individual toilets.
individual toilet,
Yeah.
at least 2 per home.
It was, of course, A.
You're absolutely right. The Haim girls were babysitters for the Anderson kids. It's actually a fun little tale. Alana Haim and them are basically neighbors, so they've known each other for a long time. Nothing so dastardly as a kidnapping. All right, congratulations,
Good job,
Ryan.
Well, that one was just super obvious.
Oh, of
Yeah.
course. Well, I'm glad you said that because that was your easy question. And as you know now, it's the October edition of Support Local Film. So if you get all the answers wrong, we are not just going to kick you off the podcast. We're going to keep your soul.
I agree to these terms, yeah.
No, okay.
Fair enough. All right, question 2.
And to be fair, Hunter's doing the keeping. I'm just here
Yeah, that's good.
I'm going to keep
For the
you-
record.
I'm going to keep you in a
for
little
the
jar.
record,
So
Yeah.
we don't get sued or anything, you know.
Yeah. Me personally, the podcast isn't doing anything. I'm going to take your soul and I'm going to put it in a jar,
Yeah.
and I'm going to eat pizza in front of it.
Licorice pizza?
You can only hope.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
all right.
Licorice Pizza was not the original title for the film. What was the working title? Was it A, Soggy Bottom, B, Bad Vibes, C, Super Good Times, or D, Broccoli Pizza?
Well, I mean, it would have to be the bottoms, which are soggy. So I think it's that one.
You are correct. Congratulations, Ryan.
Wow, good
Yeah.
job.
It's just too much. I mean, it's a vibe, you know.
It's a vibe.
It,
I mean,
it can't be broccoli pizza because then that'd make it
No.
healthy, and that's not okay.
That's not okay. No.
I don't know. Is licorice bad for you?
Yeah, isn't it? I would say
mean-
so. I mean, it's sugar and probably a bunch of.
No, because it's good
Other
for your
stuff.
soul.
Wow. Only matters if I still have mine now, so
Indeed. So
we'll see.
Well, yeah.
Indeed it is. So let's see if you can answer this third question.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Maya Rudolph has a memorable part in Licorice Pizza, starring along other notable cameos from John C. Reilly, Bradley Cooper, and others. But why is Maya Rudolph's part so special? Is it A, because she is P.T. Anderson's wife? Is it B, because she's P.T. Anderson's plumber? Is it C, because she's held P.T. Anderson at gunpoint? Or is it D, all of the above?
There is a lot of plumbers in Los Angeles. Gee, all right.
Now with the plumber thing.
Yeah, again with the plumber thing. It's the new Laura Dern.
I know, right?
This is like the first
No
quiz
more
I've
Laura.
made. No Laura Dern.
I'm like, where's Laura?
Yeah, where's Laura?
No, we're talking about plumbers this time.
Some plumbers this month. Laura Dern comes back in November.
Right.
Yeah.
Because plumbers are the most spooky maintenance workers.
I mean,
out there.
they can make your life the most miserable the quickest if you make them upset.
This is true.
Do not make a plumber upset. That's the message of this podcast.
Don't make them plumber.
All right, so Ryan,
I think A has been, very reliable so far as an answer. So I guess I'll just go with A.
congratulations, Ryan. For this day, you keep your soul.
Get my soul. Oh.
Yay.
But the next time you're here, I'm going to ask hard questions.
Wait. I have my soul, but I don't know if I'm quite satisfied. Can I turn the table and give you some licorice pizza trivia?
Most certainly.
All right.
Oh.
Okay, this is a fun one. This has never happened before.
Yeah,
No one's ever
I'm
challenged
I'm
me.
curious.
All right, most
And
certainly.
if you can't get it, I take your soul.
All right,
I'll
but
put it in a Ziploc.
sounds like it'll be easy to
He's gonna
break out.
suffocate your soul.
I accept
All
your
right.
terms, but I will say I do get still to take Julia as a phone a friend. So Julia, you better
Yeah,
be
Yeah, because
awesome.
you never used your phone a friend. So.
Indeed.
You're in
He
this
never had
together.
to.
Yeah,
So
you
now
can have
he
mine.
gets
I
it.
don't need it.
Fair enough.
Not that I know anything about licorice pizza.
I mean, you might get some from just the vibes.
All right. So this is about the title, Licorice Pizza. What does licorice pizza refer to?
Well, it's never mentioned in the movie,
It's not.
so it has nothing to do with the movie so much as it gives it the vibes of the movie.
Yes, but I'll give you a hint in saying it's not red licorice. It's referring to. It's a black licorice pizza.
That's what I figured. I figured
Yeah.
it'd be black licorice just
Yeah.
to like kind of be like a fish out of water kind of thing, right?
Mhm.
I mean, you go ahead. I'm gonna think
It's
about
more
it.
referring to the times in LA when you're growing up and, tasting it feels like black licorice pizza because nothing makes sense.
That's a good guess. I'll give you one more because
Okay.
the movie apparently didn't make this up. This is a term for something that looks like a licorice pizza.
Something that looks like a licorice pizza. Wait, is it anchovies?
No.
Anchovies look like. That's not an answer. That's not my answer.
that's a genuinely good guess. I'm
Yeah.
going to
Thank
defend
you,
Julie
'cause
on
it's
that
like
one.
Yeah, I could say
anchovies
that
on
could look
pizza,
like
you know.
licorice.
From a distance if
Yeah.
you're squinting. Okay,
That's
what's
not my answer.
what's your
though.
hint?
I'm
What's
not
your hint?
submitting that.
that it looks.
Yeah,
What does it look like?
the
Yeah.
hint.
A black licorice
You're
pizza,
starting to sweat,
something that
Hunter.
was from the 70s that looks like a black licorice pizza. What could that refer to?
You're
in this
getting a
film?
taste of your own medicine
Yeah,
right now.
most
It's
certainly.
really.
Yeah, but I'm nice enough to give everyone multiple choice answers.
I know, and this is a open-ended
An
question.
open-ended
Yeah.
question.
If I were
Open
prepared,
answer
I would have
question.
given you choices, but you already agreed to give me your soul if you lose. So
Fair enough. I'm
Sorry.
gonna say it's definitely it's the Nixon administration. It's a metaphor for the Nixon administration because it's just the worst thing I could imagine tasting. Which, other than Richard Nixon being president again, that's just the worst idea I could imagine.
Yeah.
All right. So what
All
is it really?
licorice pizza is a term for just like a vinyl record.
Ah, that's so smart.
Ah.
Yeah. That makes you'd have to coat that licorice really hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you'd
Okay.
really have to like the thin black licorice. I can see it now. Okay,
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. Very good, Ryan. Okay.
Very good.
Okay.
Impressive.
is
Do
there
I
more?
get your soul, or I don't?
Yeah, the exchange will take place after the podcast and the official
Just Venmo
ceremony.
me.
And
Yeah.
little,
Your soul?
and
Yeah.
little do you know, he doesn't really have one. So.
Oh,
Was I due?
hey, it's Hunter. We're halfway through the podcast, and have you not taken that RSVP link to get your tickets for Homecoming Horror? Well, I gotta let you know right now, there's not a lot of space. We are only gonna let a select few people into the show, so if you really wanna see all these movies, if you really wanna enjoy the costume contest, you have to come and RSVP. You have to RSVP to see all this cool stuff. So we hope that you will take the link and come join us there. There's a few tickets left. So if you're in Castle Rock or if you're in the Denver area, come hang out with us at Homecoming Horror, the Rhyolite Gallery, October 29th, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. It's going to be a blast.
Welcome back to The Break, everyone. We're happy to have you. Today we're here with Ryan, and we've had a wonderful conversation. He challenged Hunter, and now Hunter for sure is empty and doesn't have a soul.
Well, Julia, it's always been your will and goal to accuse me of such a thing, so I'm glad.
You do it yourself.
Glad
I
now
don't
it's
have
official.
to. I don't have to. You do it yourself.
So, Ryan, you aren't just a soul taker. You are also a ladies' man and producer. So you are going to make a romance movie that has scientific implications.
Yeah, kind of. It's a story about love and the difficulties that come with love. So for my Prod 3, I'm making a little film called The Birth and Death of the Domestic Alien. And, it is a film about aliens and stuff like that, which is a little strange because if you think about it, it's very much a personal story to me. But really, this film is about a pregnant couple, and the husband gets involved in some basically alien doomsday conspiracies, and it is essentially about a mixed faith relationship, and how that couple deals with, realizing that they're not on the same page about the things as a baby's on the way. And it's that story, but basically told in the most maximalist way possible with aliens and all sort of sci-fi elements and stuff like that. So I'm very excited to shoot it.
You
So
gotta
what-
have the aliens.
Oh yeah.
You gotta.
What's your connection with the personal aspect of this?
Oh, so much. I feel like honestly, this film is just so personal. Everything I've gone through really is embodied in the philosophy that will be shown in this film. It's very much, I've had experiences where my worldview has just been changed so drastically in a short period of time. And that's made me always feel like our human perspectives are also individualized. It's hard to get a grip on individual, like objective truth, but at the same time, it's like that individual perspective is really what matters to us personally, more so than the truth. So there's lots of times in this film where we're following, the main character Sandra's point of view, and it's a lot more, emotionally driven than it's more felt than understood, with all the strangeness going on. So
I definitely relate to that. Like, I started changing my perspectives when I was in a relationship with someone. It was like a long-term relationship, and like over time, like my views started to change, and I wasn't okay with some things that I used to be okay with.
Mhm.
And that can just put a strain on the relationship and being able to work that out. So I'm curious, like, I know you don't want to spoil, but like, do they end up figuring it out? Like, I'm curious. I know that might spoil it, but
yeah, I mean, I can, I'm not sure how much I really can say.
yeah.
How about this? Maybe offer some hope for some people who may have different perspectives from politics, religion, parenting. Maybe is there any hope for them?
I think so. I think this film will really speak to people who are going through very difficult things like that. Just because it really will show you just like how rough it can get, and I feel like watching this film, it gets so insane that you just won't know how it will pull through, but how they will pull through, if they will pull through. And but I encourage you to sort of watch the film once it's out.
So what led you to write this?
But for this one specifically, I was a little bit inspired by actually Emma Smith, Joseph Smith's wife, who was the founder of the Mormon Church, right?
Right.
And she is a very interesting figure in history just because she was so close to this historic religious figure, Joseph Smith, and very charismatic, but all the time, through all his, all the different things that Joseph Smith did, Emma Smith was like right there. And her story is just fascinating.
Interesting. I need to look up Emma Smith. I've never thought to look up his wife.
She plays a pretty prominent role in the book Under the Banner of Heaven. If you ever read that, it's from John Krakauer.
I saw the Hulu series. Super
yeah?
good.
I'm just started that actually with Andrew Garfield. I know I'm way late to the train, but it's interesting to see Andrew Garfield because his convictions in that movie very very strong, and they put him against this Las Vegas detective, which you really don't think about two people who could not work together better than Andrew Garfield as a Mormon detective and this Las Vegas detective who's like a Las Vegas guy. But it's fun to see just those kinds of relationships in many different contexts. So I'm very excited to see your movie, Ryan, and I hope all the best for your shooting. No COVID, no spaghetti mishaps. Everything just lovely and well.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Julia has some non-work related questions for you that may trick you into revealing something about yourself. Are you ready?
Oh, no, not myself.
Well, it's less questions and more a kind of interesting game that I like to play with people.
Okay.
But it also is going to make you a really great speaker because you're not allowed to say like fillers. So it's called a filler game. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask personal questions, and you can't say when you list out the question, your answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Okay.
I got it.
Now,
I got my
real quick, Hunter, what's a good consequence? Let's not take his soul. I'm not about taking
Well, he can have
soul.
his back.
There you go.
Or at least the bag that the stuff where his soul should be is.
Then if you say or any filler, then he gets his soul back.
Okay.
But Ryan's gonna be really upset when he loses that bag of twig and leaves I grabbed from the parking lot in absence of giving him my soul.
Yeah. Well, and I'll let him do it with us too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So I like how this has been so Faust themed. What's gonna happen to your soul, Julia?
Nothing, because my soul stays where it's at. You're not allowed to take my soul.
That's only if we can offer you something that you'll want so badly. All right.
Nothing like that
I have
can
a golden
happen.
fiddle in my car.
Ooh.
Ooh, a golden fiddle. I'll take a golden fiddle.
All right.
Ryan,
We'll talk after.
Ryan, you found just what Julia wanted.
Yeah, we'll talk.
Congratulations, you little devil. All right. The soul game. Filler, let's go.
Let's go. Okay, so first question, list out 10 favorite foods.
Sushi.
Oh.
We start.
No, Hunter gets his soul back now.
Okay.
My twigs. And
Let
rocks.
me redeem myself for my own. You can have the bag back,
Okay.
but just cut that.
No, that's staying. You're
No. All right. Okay. So
but let's keep hearing your favorite foods.
Okay.
sushi,
Okay.
pizza, lasagna, salads. Love a good salad. Saltwater taffy.
Oh, okay.
Tofu. Seaweed.
Interesting. Isn't seaweed part of sushi? Does that not go
You
together?
can eat seaweed by itself.
That's true.
Allow the boy to speak.
Okay.
Yeah, like a seaweed salad.
Right.
Poke bowls. Soup.
All right.
Yeah.
You did 10 and you only said twice.
Congratulations.
Good job.
All right.
All right.
We're one closer to that golden fiddle.
Yeah, no, I need the golden fiddle now because you got
Okay.
another in there. So there's
That
a
sounds good.
consequence for
Yeah.
every
All right,
filler.
let's win that golden filler back. All right, dear boy.
Yes.
Okay. So now you can challenge us, and then I don't get the fiddle, and you might be able to keep Hunter's soul.
Okay.
Okay? All right, let's go.
All right, so I'm giving you a list of something, huh?
Yes, go for it.
Okay. List your 10 favorite objects that are smaller than an inch.
Everything. Anything that's smaller than an inch. Okay, erasers. Wait, is that like that could be
I'll allow
smaller.
it, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Allow me
Darn
to
it.
try.
I don't get a golden fiddle.
No.
Dang it, it's hard.
Thumbtacks, bottle caps, fancy pins, leaves, pebbles, the joy,
the joy.
It's smaller than an inch most of the time.
Okay, gotcha.
Twigs, shot glasses, the amount of alcohol you're supposed to have in a day.
You don't love that.
That one's debatable, but
Like a half.
that's a half. Okay,
point.
okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Point. You need 1.5 more points. And then you'll get your soul back.
I've had my soul back. Door stops that hang where the door handle on the other side is, so when you slam doors open dramatically, as I'm prone to do, you do not damage the drywall.
I consider that another half point because it's pretty big typically, right?
It's about an inch.
It's about
It's
an
about
inch.
an inch.
A little bigger, maybe inch and a half.
Probably like longer. Okay, well anyways, one more.
Espresso, an inch of espresso that you drink in the morning so that you say, I can do a podcast.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Lovely.
Awesome! Good job, Hunter. And now he gets his soul back.
Excellent.
Well, you get the bag back. I don't. It's kind of a bad trade. I don't even know what was in there anyways. So.
Fair enough. You keep those twigs and leaves and see what they'll do.
The important thing is I still got my golden fiddle. So
I, however, must condemn you for saying all those ums. So, for this, with my power great invested by the power of your faltering speech, I condemn thee to making more movies
this is the last thing I wanted.
in Colorado and about.
Oh, golly.
And that each success brings you closer to the mountain.
This is
and that,
terrible.
like all other white men, you
Like all
fail
other
up. Please, sir, no, please. While Ryan deals with the terrible effects of this, and I continue to play the devil on and off the screen, I must beseech of you, wherever you are, even if it's in this fine October country or not,
Stop it. What you're doing. Stop what you're doing. We're gonna start that over.
yeah, that's good. That was a funny one.
Okay.
You ready?
Okay.
Ready?
Stop it. Whatever you're doing, stop doing it. And watch local film.
And don't forget, no matter where you are, there are so many fun things to do in October. There's fun places to go. You can go to Telluride. You can go to Vail. You should go to the Stanley Hotel. It's one of my favorite places on earth. But no matter what you're doing and no matter where you are, stay creative, Colorado.